Basically, it all begins with how we choose to think.
See, most of us just think, and we don't pay any attention to what we're thinking.
Like, you know, just whatever. I couldn't change my circumstance. I couldn't just one day wake up and say, hey, give me arms and legs, I need arms and legs.
It's different for everybody, but it's the mind. You know, your brain, my brain is 2 million years old, and it's not designed to make you happy, right? It's designed to make you survive.
Well, the simple part that most people don't understand is that every thought we think and every word we speak is creating our future. It's as though our thoughts go out into the universe. See, most of us just think, and we don't pay any attention to what we're thinking. We're just doing it. But that's something you need to train yourself to do, to begin to train yourself to be aware of what you're thinking. And one of the ways to do that is to periodically say to yourself, what am I thinking? Would I like this thought to create my life? Would I like to have the experience that this thought could bring to me? Now, it takes a while to do that, but even if we could begin on the smallest level to be aware of our thinking, we can start to make changes.
As you think, so shall you be. 7 little words that I think are perhaps the most important things that we can learn and master in our lives. This old proverb notion that I become what I think about all day long. And once you know that what you think about is what expands, you start getting real careful about what you think about. You don't allow your thoughts to be on anything that you don't want or that you wouldn't want to have manifest or show up for you in your life.
Every single human being has value, and my value is not determined on how I look or what job I have.
And to begin with, that can be so hard for people because they think of all the things that they think are wrong with them. But if you can start your day saying that, it's very powerful. Remember, I'd like to think the universe is listening to everything you say and everything you think and saying, okay, you can get that. So then it starts to bring you in and bring things into you. And I know this sounds far-fetched, but it's amazing how it works. If you do a good general positive statement for yourself, the universe will figure out how to manifest that, how to bring that about in your life. So things could happen that you wouldn't expect at all, but they will happen. If you think of doing your positive affirmations is like planting a seed in the ground. It's not necessarily true at the moment, but it is something you want to have be true. So you put the seed in, and you plant a seed and you expect it to grow. Or you maybe plant 3 seeds just in case. You expect them to grow. And you don't wait 2 days and then dig in the earth and say, what's happening, what's happening? You expect that thing to grow because you know there's a law and a process. And the seed will grow if it is in the right soil and it has the right amount of moisture. And if you can take those negative ones and turn them around, make them into positive affirmations, then you can start clearing up.
You know, so many people put me down and say, Nick, you look too weird and no one's really your friend and you can't do this and you can't do that. And I couldn't change anything. It's not like just fixing my hair one day and everything's fine. It's not like, you know, just whatever. I couldn't change my circumstance. I couldn't just one day wake up and say, hey, give me arms and legs. I need arms and legs. You know what I mean? Like, I went to a bodybuilder, you know, and said, can you make me some arms and legs? No joking. Bodybuilder, you get it? Right? So here's the thing. You know, I go up to people, can you give me a hand? You know, just joking. But it was so hard because people put me down. And I started believing that I was not good enough. I started believing that I was a failure. That I'll never ever be somebody who people would like or people would accept. And it was so hard, man. I thought to myself, you know, I can't go on the soccer field like everybody else, and I can't ride my bike, and I can't skateboard and all these sort of things. And I started getting depressed. I thought, what kind of purpose do I have to live? I mean, are you just here to live to die? I mean, is there not a purpose for me? Is there not a purpose in life? And I had questions and no answers. And I asked my mum and dad, why did this happen? I asked doctors, why did this happen? They don't know. There are some things in life that are out of your control, that you can't change and you got to live with. The choice that we have, though, is either to give up or keep on going. I want to ask you, what are you going to believe? Are you going to believe in yourself? Are you going to believe everybody else's judgment on you? Are you going to believe people when they say that you're a failure? Well, no one really likes you, no one really cares about you. And it's not really to say that, hey, you need someone to come up and say, hey, really, I like you, I care about you. No, it's not that, but it's the fact that people put you down. People don't even look you in the eye. People ask you how you are, and you say fine, but you're not fine, and they'll never know that.
Is you stop beating yourself up, you stop making yourself wrong, you stop talking about how awful you are, and you stop saying things like, I'm really stupid and stuff, and you start to treat yourself with a certain amount of respect. And this makes an enormous difference, because what you give out in life is what comes back to you. So if you're giving out a feeling of, I'm okay, I'm good enough as I am, and I am acceptable, and I love life, and I love me, and you start having gratitude for yourself and for life, then life treats you differently, because you are having a different vibration that you're giving out and getting back. And that's when things really start to flow. So you can really begin to realize what you do believe about these things. So you can't change your thoughts if you don't know what your thoughts are. There is a law of thinking, and we are beginning to learn about it. And it is like a computer. If you have this gorgeous computer put in front of you, and you don't know what to do with it, it's a piece of junk. But if you learn the language of the computer, miracles happen. And that is what the law of thinking is. When you learn how it works, miracles happen. What you think and what you believe, it's what will come true for you. Your thoughts create your life. It's that simple. And when we can get that, we can make enormous changes.
When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
The universe has a unique way of guiding you if you pay attention to resources. And I became resourceful out of pretty much a necessity. Today, I just hate to see people suffer, and I love to see people lit up. And most people settle for far less than who they are capable of being and who I think they really are in their heart and their soul. And so I bring people strategies and tools to improve their body, their emotions, their relationships, their finances, the areas of life that I think matter most.
Let's unpack that a little bit. So, where are you seeing people suffering today?
Everywhere. There's all kinds of suffering, right? I don't think most achievers, I perceive you to be an achiever, I certainly am, we would never say we suffer. You know, you get stressed, right? You get a little frustrated at times. But if I follow the trail of your stress, it'll take me to your deepest fears. And I always believe that life is the dance between what you desire most and what you fear most. That's where people play. And so I like to dig underneath and find that. So you see people suffering, you know, like billionaire clients will call me up and want me to help them with some business aspect. And I kind of see myself as a Trojan horse. I was telling you off camera. I go in there to give people what they say they want, but then I deliver what they really need. And what we all need is a life that's more meaningful, a life that's more fulfilling.
Well, what are they saying that they want?
Well, they'll say, you know, I want to take this division to another level, or it's an athlete and they're melting down. I got to turn Serena Williams down right now. What am I going to do? Or you also see people suffering over the littlest stuff. I mean, we live in a world where 50% of the planet lives on $2.50 a day, $900 a year. And most people worry about their finances. And I think we want to do well in that area. I've put focus on how to help people in that area. But to suffer is just to miss the beauty of this moment, miss the beauty of your life. And I'm obsessed with, if I can't find ecstasy in this moment here with you, Brian, as weird as that may sound, if I can't enjoy this moment thoroughly, more accolades, more economics, more business, more whatever is not going to make your life any better. But if you can enjoy each moment and you can let go of what the brain does when it starts to make up all these stories that you're stressing yourself out about, then if there's a problem, you'll handle that problem from a different place, as opposed to trying to handle the problem from feeling weak or tired or exhausted or stressed or pissed off or whatever the case may be.
Well, it's easier said than done, right? I mean, do you think it's a function of not feeling you've got options, or you've exhausted those options, now you're out of hope? What is it?
Well, it's different for everybody, but it's the mind. You know, your brain, my brain is 2 million years old, and it's not designed to make you happy, right? It's designed to make you survive. Happiness is your job. The brain's not going to do that. The brain is always looking for what's wrong and have a fight or a flight for that, right? It's survival. And since there's no saber-toothed tiger for us to deal with anymore, now we worry about what are people thinking of us, or, you know, do I make enough money, or will this person stay with me? And all these things that the mind does. And so the mind's always going to do that. It's learning how to train yourself with a new set of habits to look at it, to be entertained by the mind, and to know that you're more than your mind. You know, I teach people techniques on how to use their body to change the mind. Because you try to just manipulate your thoughts, you can kind of find yourself going in circles. We've all rationalized a million things. But I found that when you physiologically, when you focus on the heart, when you breathe in the heart, there's scientific studies that show that when you're really stressed, I could take your EEG and your EKG, the electrical pulses in your brain and your heart, and they look very jagged and they look nothing like each other. If all you do is physically touch your heart and concentrate on your heart and breathe in your heart, and for 2 minutes think of 3 things you're grateful for, simplistic as that sounds, I can show you, I can line you up, and you'll see your EEG and your EKG, first of all, go from jagged to rounded, and then they literally become identical and in sync. And when they're in sync, that's when you're in that flow state. That's when, like, the perfect words come through you, and you're like, where'd that come from? I like that, you know? That's when stress disappears. That's when you come up with that brilliant idea you've been trying to find.
You're in the zone.
And you're in the zone, but you can put yourself in the zone rather than hoping the zone shows up. And that's why I get the call from the athlete is burning down and I got to do something now, or, you know, President of the United States calls, I'm going to be impeached in the morning. Clinton tells me, what do I do? And I say, you know, could you call me sooner since it's the morning? But it's made me have to become incredibly resourceful in showing people ways to unlock what's already inside of them. I'm not here to be their guru. I'm not here to teach them to be like me. I'm here to help them unleash or reconnect to the greatest resourcefulness that's in every one of us, and we're all different. Life's too short to feel like crap. I've decided I want to live in a beautiful state for the rest of my life. That doesn't mean I won't feel bad, it means I won't stay there, because I'm in control and I can change it, so can you.